Hey guys, so today we're going to be playing in some bleach and some hair dye. I'm going to take this 613 blonde lace wig with dark root and take it to a dark ash blonde. We're going to start with our BW bleach. I used 2 scoops pretty much for this lace, but as you guys can see, I dumped in a ton of extra because this was a day when I was like bleaching knots on like 4 or 5 wigs, so never mind that. I'm going to compare this with 30 volume developer, and I'm going to mix it to a really nice thick consistency. You don't want it wet or runny. Keep in mind your lace whenever you're mixing your dye, your bleach in your developer. If it is too loose or too runny, it's going to run through the grids on the lace, but if it's too thick, it's going to be hard to apply or, spread onto the lace. So once you have your great, perfect consistency, you're going to take your brush. Here I am using a butter knife. This is not a butter knife I'm going to throw in the sink and throw it back into my kitchen. I actually keep this separate and I keep it marked and I keep it with my hair stuff. For some reason, sometimes just being able to apply the bleach like butter makes it such a smooth process. And so that is exactly what I did. There's a ton left. Now the way I set my wig up, I can go ahead and check it. Once it hit about 20 minutes, I was able to rinse that out, wash with purple shampoo and condition, and that was the result in the state of the wig. It looked very, very nice, and there's a nice, bouncy texture to the hair. I went ahead and let that air dry, and then I went ahead and began the process of dyeing the remainder of the wig. Now I used the Revlon Colorsilks. This one is the dark ash blonde. I always pick this up from Target. It's about $2.99. Very, very easy to use. There's gloves in the box. The applicator bottle works perfectly, so you don't need a brush or anything like that. I do use my own gloves just because these fit my hands a lot more perfect. And I kind of just go ham. I don't use a brush or like a hairbrush. I will use like a brush or a comb to detangle and make sure that the hair, stays nice and smooth and detangled. But as far as having any other additional tools, literally all you need is what comes in the box. So I went ahead and spread this out and did the back half of it first. I kind of balled that up and kept that out of the way. And I'm going ahead and do the top half. Now I do apply this bleach to the root. You can kind of get a good look at the root and see that it's a very nice dark, I would say about a 1B. It's definitely like a chocolate brown, but it's super duper duper dark and rich. And when you go ahead and add this product, even though this is a blonde, you add it to the dark root and it's kind of going to make it like a nice ash brown, which is going to complement the ash blonde so beautifully in the end. So at first I went ahead and mixed up 3 bottles, but I went ahead and mixed up that 4th bottle and added that in there. Again, I am applying this very generously and kind of just going hand with my hands, but if you do take your time and kind of use sections and do it the proper way, you can probably get away with 3 boxes. I went ahead and left that in for I believe about 45 minutes, which is way too long. I rinsed it out and used the conditioner product that comes with it, allowed that to air dry, and here we are. Now I did apply or bond the wig down off of camera. I have plenty of tutorials on how I do this. Pretty much use Got to Be Glued gel, or I'm sorry, the Got to Be Glued spray to bond her down. I did not tweeze out the hairline at all. I literally just cut the lace. I swooped the baby hair using the foam lotion that I always use. Now you guys see I went ahead and did a curve parting. The first product I'm going to use in the video is this wax stick, and I'm going to use that paired with the hot comb to go ahead and pretty much form a nice part with no kind of flyaways. I'm going to use my flat iron off camera to go ahead and press out the hair, and pretty much one of the final steps is going to be to add a powder to the parting. I am going to use a contour powder this time around, and I find that this pretty much works the best. It's not going to be too red, it's not going to be too dark, and it's not going to be too bright. It's just going to blend with my skin perfectly. Okay, so I went ahead and added the powder, and I just used my Black Radiance. I get this from Target, and this one is in Black Toffee. Now, I've been through many of these. I believe this, and that is where my love for bronzer came. And I finally have found that kind of works a little bit more better and kind of gives me a more natural. Now, when it comes to this install, this obviously was a 613 blonde lace wig that had a dark root. I went ahead and dyed it, as you guys can see. Now my holy grail is this exact kind of hair dye, but I usually go for the regular ash blonde. I'll try to insert a picture of what I look like in the ash blonde. When I went to Target to pick up this dye, they did not have any more of that one. They only had this one, which is the dark ash blonde. But whenever I do dye my hair, I always dye the root too. As you guys see, the root was pretty much a natural black color. And whenever you add that blonde dye to the black, this is pretty much the color you get. So I don't know if this is a color that anyone would want to get, you know, from root to tip. But pretty much if you put that dye on like a natural colored wig, it would turn it a much lighter color. It's still like an ashy brown. Kind of probably would be a weird color to have on a wig all throughout, but it definitely does make the dark ash blonde look really, really, really good when you have a darker root. If I did not mention, this one did come from WOWEBONY. I'm pretty sure you guys seen the name of it in the title anyways, but this is the packaging and how their wigs normally come. A very simple logo. And of course they give you like all the information that you need, and then they also give you some free elastic with instructions on how to use it. So that's always pretty awesome. As far as the specs on the hair, it was super gorgeous as is, but it's just a little bit harder for me to pull off the straight 613 blonde. It definitely gives Barbie vibes. I almost feel like ash is the perfect way to make a brown girl look good in blonde. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It definitely was straight to the point, super simple and easy. The dye that I used was like $2.99 at my local Target. I know at Walmart it is a few cents cheaper. I want to say it's like $2.69 or $2.70. I don't have any complaints. I feel like because this one has a dark root, I did not receive any excessive shedding. The only product I used in this was the serum that I always use from Garnier, and I'll have that link down below. Also, I'll have all the details on this wig listed in the description bar as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.